Good morning, students. Welcome to the online teaching session of Academic World School by Mitra. Dear students, in my last video lecture on the same topic, planning, we are still continuing with the same topic. This is my 5th lecture. In my last lecture, that is the last video lecture, we discussed on the planning process. You might be knowing, we discussed on the planning process. And there were various planning process. We discussed various points on that. For example, setting up the objectives, developing premises, implementing of the plan, and various others. You might have seen that. But this class, particularly this video lecture, will be mainly taking these subtopics from the same chapter, planning. The first is we will talk about what is a plan. Then you will see the two main headings under plan, that is single use plans and standing plans. What are these things? Then in this particular lecture I will be talking about types of plans. What are the various types of plans? Actually there are 8, but in this lecture I will be only teaching you 4, and in my next lecture the rest one will be covered. So my dear students, now I will start. Firstly I will talk about plan. Now see, I have written it up here, plan. What is it? It is a document. It's a document. Plan is a document which tells or outlines how goals are to be achieved. Which tells or outlines, that means it's a document which tells or outlines how goals are to be achieved, how it is to be achieved, how the goals of an organization to be achieved. It is a specific action. So this word is important, this word specific. It's a specific action proposed to help the organization achieve its objectives. Achieve its objectives. Now this is important. It is a specific action proposed to help the organization achieve its objectives. Every organization has its objectives, has its goals. So through plan, they can achieve the objectives. And what is it? It's a document. Don't forget, it's a document which tells or outlines how goals are to be achieved. And it is a specific action. What are the actions to be taken? What is to be done? Proposed to help the organization achieve its objectives. That is what is the main definition or main meaning of the word plan. It's the meaning of the word plan. Now, I'll be going with the next. That means the main two headings under the plan, as I already told you. That first one is single use plans. Single use plans we will be discussing. Now, my dear students, as the name is given, single use plans, so it is very clear from the name that these plans are intended for single use. These plans are mainly intended for single or one-time use. Single or one-time use. Single or one-time use. That means it is to be used only once. That means these sort of single-use plans are used only once. These are designed to achieve a particular objective. These are designed to achieve a particular objective. That means this type of plans are actually designed to achieve a particular objective or a goal. Now, and it will not reoccur in future. And it will not reoccur in future. That means what? These are, as in the name is telling, no, these names are, this is single use plans. These plans are mainly intended for single or one time use. These are designed to achieve a particular objective or a goal, and it will not reoccur in future. That means once it is done, gone. It's only for one purpose, one time purpose. Now this duration of this plan, the duration of this plan, what will be the duration? Just think, the duration of this plan will be mainly depending on the size. The duration of this plan mainly depends on the size of the activity or goal, or activity. Size of the goal or activity for which the duration of this plan mainly depends on the size or goal or activity for which it is made. That means the duration of this plan, time duration, will be mainly depending on the size of the goal. How much, what you want to achieve, what is the size of the things, what is your objective, what is the main target you want to achieve, it will be mainly depending on that. So size of the goal or activity for which it is made. Now it can be a day. The duration, I am talking about the duration, it can be a day, a few days, or a week. A few days or a week, or a few weeks or month. So according to the task, according to the objective, the duration may change. And let's have some features of this, single use plans. Can you tell me some of the features? Number one, it is for a shorter period of time, or it is used only once. Of course it is shorter period of time, or maybe, but mainly it is for once, used only once. What is the second one? You just can see from here, prepared for a specific situation. Prepared for a specific situation. That means for a particular situation it is made. These plans are made for a particular situation. And what can be the third? Just imagine. It is discarded or scrapped after the situation is over. Discarded, scrapped. That means these plans are scrapped once the situation is over. Once the situation or the objectives or the task is over. Situation is over. So I think you got this features. Used only once, single use plans, prepared for a specific situation, and discarded or scrapped once the situation is over. That means your objectives are achieved. Now I will go with the next one. You can see here standing plans. Now I will go with B part, that is standing plans. I'll write this one. We'll start with this. Standing plans. That is the B part. standing plans. Now previous one was single use plan, and this one is standing. That means you can, in other words, we can tell it as a repeat plan. These are also called as repeat plans. That means it can be repeated. Repeat use plans. Repeat use plans. That is why the name is given standing plans. These are also called as repeat use plans. That means the plans can be, this means the main focus or situations which occur again and again. These plans mainly focuses what does they do? They mainly focus on situation. These plans mainly focus on situations. Which situation? Where there is, which occur again and again. Which occur, OCC word, which occurs again and again. Which occur again and again. See, I've written these plans mainly focus on situation which occur again and again. Okay. Now, these are used over and over again. That means again and again. As it is standing plans, these are called the repeat use plans. That means we are repeating it again and again. Mainly focus on situation which occur again and again, and these are used over and over again. Now, what are the next? Next is, these are made only once. These plans are made only once. But its value goes on till its value goes over the years. But its value goes over the years. But their value goes over the years. That means it is made once, but it keeps on moving the same plan over the year. That means standing plans. Have some features of the same standing plans. As you already see, these are repeat use plans. Recurring plans to be used again and again. Recurring plans to be used again and again. And second one, recurring plans to be used again and again. And the second one is, these are stable in nature. These are stable in nature. Now let me discuss this. As I already told you about the standing plans, these plans are called the repeat use plan. That means it goes on repeated. So in the features we have written recurring plans. Recurring means recurring again and again, to be used again and again. So recurring means again and again, the plans which to be used again and again. These are stable in nature. It's not only stable, it's a stable in nature. Dear students, we have come with the plans single use and standing plan. These are finished. Now we start with types of plants. The next topic is types of plants. I'll go to rub it out. Types of plants. let's start with types of plans. And in types of plans, let me first tell you about this. We all know that planning is a pervasive function. Plan, everywhere there is a plan. Without plan, we cannot do any work. So it is called as a pervasive function. Pervasive means which remains everywhere, which is everywhere. Without plan, we cannot do anything. Now, it is not that plans are made only for the top level managers. Try to understand. It is not that plans are made only for the top level managers to perform their work, but plans are also made, definitely plans are also made for middle level managers and the lower level managers, because in our organization it is not only the top level managers, there are middle also, lower also. So the different types of plans now we'll see which are formed by the managers at different levels. We'll see the different type of plans which are formed by the managers at different levels. So we'll start with the first one, that is, you can see here the first one is objective. Objective. Let's discuss on this objectives, goals. What is the meaning of objective? It means the goals. What is the organization's goals, objectives? Okay. It is also known as neither single use nor standing. It is neither single use nor standing plan. Neither single use nor standing plan. Objectives, neither single use nor standing plan. Now let's discuss on this. It involves determining. What does it involve? It involves determining what is to be done, when it is to be done. In fact, what is the main goal of the organization? What is the main objective? So, as I already told, it involves determining what is to be done, when it is to be done. And few things are very important in this. You should keep in mind these things. It should be measurable. Objective should be measurable. Objective should be measurable. Few things are important. Then next, relevant. It should be relevant. VANT. Third, time bound. It should be time bound and achievable. I think it is okay. Achievable. So these four things are important here. You must take a note of this. It should be measurable, it is relevant, time bound and achievable. That means it should be, objective should be such that it should be achievable. We should not make certain objectives. It should not be like that which is not achievable, which is not possible to achieve. You cannot keep that objective. The objective should be in such a way, your objectives or goals should be in such a way that it should be achievable. We now go to the second part, that is strategy. We now go to the second part, that is strategy. Now it is also the same, neither single use nor standing plan. Neither single use nor standing plan. Okay. Now let's discuss on this strategy. It's a comprehensive plan to achieve the organizational objectives. It is a comprehensive plan. Comprehensive plan. It's a comprehensive plan to achieve comprehensive. It's a comprehensive plan to achieve the organization, to achieve the organizational objectives. That means it is a plan made to achieve the main objectives of the organization. It is done, strategy formulation is done. Can you guess it is done by whom? Done by the top level in an organization, 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 and the business environment must be scanned properly, must be scanned very accurately or properly, to before framing the strategies, before framing the strategy. Let's see, we'll discuss more on this. It's neither single use nor standing plan, that is a strategy. It is a comprehensive plan to achieve the organizational objectives. That means what you want to achieve, what the organization want to achieve. Strategy formulation is done by the top level. That means the top level managers or the top level in the organization. But done by the top level in an organization, and the business environment must be scanned. You know, the business environment needs to be scanned. Otherwise, you may be doing some errors, because if you don't scan it, you can do some errors. So business environment must be scanned very accurately and properly before framing the strategies, because if you don't scan, then big problems can come in future. Anyway, just to give an example of this strategy, let's give an example. Whether to introduce a new product, whether or not to introduce a new product, whether or not to introduce a new product, or maybe when to introduce the new product. Now this both you can see, whether to introduce a new product. Before that, you need to scan the environment very, very accurately. So have you written scanning very accurately, or properly doing it, properly scanning it. And then when to introduce, if you have decided to introduce, when to introduce the new product. So that is all about strategy. We have two more. Let's start with policies. I'm going to rub this one out. Policies. Third one is policy. Okay. The third one is policy, or policies we can write. Policies. P-O-L-I-C-I-E-S. Policies. But it is a standing plan. It is a standing plan. Now let's discuss about the word policies. Policies are defined as policies are defined as policies are defined as the organization's general response, as the organization's general response to what? To a particular situation, to a particular situation. Once again, these are standing plans, policies. These are defined as this is defined as the organization's general response to a particular situation. Now, policies are made at all levels. Policies are made at all levels. Policies are made at all levels. That means top level and all levels are made at all levels because the managers at every level, because the managers at every level, because the managers, it is made at all level because the managers at every level need to decide the ways, what they want to decide, that they want to decide the ways of handling a particular situation, handling a particular situation, and policy acts as a guide to the managers, to take decisions, to take decisions regarding what? To take decisions in unexpected situations. Once again, I am reading out this point, try to understand. Policies, these are defined as the organization's general responses to a particular situation. A situation is there. What is to be done? Policies are made at all levels. That means top and all levels. Because the managers at every level need to decide the ways of handling a particular situation. And policy acts as a guide. That means it helps the managers to act as a guide to the managers, to take decisions in unexpected situations. That means it helps the managers to take decisions in unexpected situations. So, let's take an example. Can you guess an example? Let's say the policies example. No sales of goods on credit. Or we can tell no credit sales no sales of goods on credit or no sales on credit. We can take this as a policy of an organization. Let's take an example. No sales of goods on credit, or they can write no sales on credit. That means they will not sell anything on credit, or no sales of goods on credit. Now we'll go to the today's last one, that is procedures. So I need to rub this one. That is number 4 we are going to do now. Procedures. So let's start with the procedures. Number 4, procedures. It is also coming under standing plans. Remember that the previous one which I told, policy, also comes under standing plans, and procedures also comes under standing plans. Standing plans. And let's discuss on the word procedures. Okay. These are nothing but the necessary steps established. These are nothing but the necessary steps established. What are the steps? Necessary steps established in advance to handle future conditions or situations. Future conditions or situations. Once again, I'll be explaining this. Standing plans, procedures are under standing plans. These are nothing but the necessary steps. Important word is this one, necessary steps, various steps established in advance, beforehand, to handle future conditions or situations. That means you are doing in advance to handle future conditions or situations. It is defined as the way or manner. It is defined as the way or manner or can you tell way or manner or the necessary steps through way or manner or necessary steps. See, it is defined as the way or manner or the necessary steps through which an activity or work through which an activity or work can be accomplished. Activity or work can be achieved or accomplished. Try to understand, I will make it again more clear. Procedures means how we do it. Standing plans, understanding plans. That means the meaning is these are nothing but the necessary steps, various steps how to do a work established in advance. Before we start doing a work, beforehand we establish certain steps, the ways how to do it, certain steps to handle future conditions or situations, how to do the work, future conditions. It is defined as the way or manner or the necessary steps. See, I have again mentioned here the necessary steps. Through which an activity or work can be achieved or accomplished. So, dear students, at the end of this particular lecture, I'll tell you, just recapitulate it. Today we started with plan. Then after defining plan, after telling about plan, we went with single use plans, standing plans. Single use for one time use, it is intended for once. And then when it is done, it is to be discarded or rejected, scrapped. Then we went with standing plans, it is a repeat plans. Then we went with objectives. And in objectives we came across 4 important things to be kept in mind, that is, which should be achievable, which should be measurable, then which should be relevant, and which should be time bound. Then strategies, what are the strategies, what is the meaning of strategy? We went with policies, and finally we went with procedures, which tell that these are the necessary steps through which an activity or work can be accomplished or achieved. Dear students, I am also uploading your assignments for this particular lecture, and please keep in mind that the rest plans, there are 4 more plans, types of plans, sorry, there are 4 more types of plans, which I'll be teaching in the next video lecture along with some other subtopics, sorry. So I am going to upload your assignments on the ERP. Make sure that you complete it and send it soon. So thank you very much, and thank you.